Google just announced one of the biggest changes to search since the company was founded. At its annual I/O conference, Google made it clear that Gemini, its AI engine, is no longer a separate AI product sitting off to the side. Gemini is becoming the intelligence layer underneath nearly everything Google does. From search to maps, shopping, Chrome, Android, doesn't matter. Increasingly, when someone asks Google a question, Google's goal is not to provide a list of websites. Its goal is to provide the answer. Now, before anyone panics, this isn't the death of SEO. It isn't the death of websites. It isn't even entirely new. Google's job has always been helping people get answers. What's changing is how much of that journey happens before a user ever visits your website, and what Google now considers valuable in the process. Historically, Google acted more like a librarian. Someone asked a question and Google pointed them towards the shelf where the answer probably lived. You got 10 blue links and chose your own adventure, scouring through the data, trying to figure out the information, whatever. What Google is now building is totally different. Instead of helping users find where they can find the answers, it increasingly wants to become the place where the answer is delivered. For restaurant brands, that's worth paying attention to because restaurants don't compete for clicks. They compete for decisions. Where should I eat tonight? What's a good place to bring my family? Who has the best breakfast nearby? And where can I find authentic Vietnamese food? Questions like these. For years, those questions often ended with a visit to a restaurant site. Increasingly, they may end with an AI-generated answer that never requires a click at all. Google is moving toward a world where it decides which brands deserve to be part of the answer and which ones don't. If you're leading marketing, technology, e-commerce, or a digital experience for a restaurant brand, there are a few things worth thinking about right now. The first is that we need to stop obsessing over keywords and phrases and start thinking more deeply about answering real questions. Traditional SEO trained us to think in terms of phrases and rankings. AI search is built around intent. Guests are no longer typing fragmented searches. They're asking complete questions. They're looking for recommendations, comparisons, explanations, and guidance. For instance, a quiet place for a first date dinner, or a lively brunch spot for friends. If I were sitting inside a restaurant brand today, one of the first exercises I'd run would be remarkably simple. I'd gather guest services, operations, franchisee leaders, field leaders, and marketing into a room and ask a single question. What are the top 20 questions guests are asking us most often? Not what keywords do we want to rank for? What questions are guests already asking? Those questions should shape content. They should shape menu descriptions. They should shape product detail pages, FAQ pages, videos, location pages, and social content. The brands that become the best answers will outperform the brands that simply chase rankings. The second thing I'd be paying attention to is Google business profiles. I think many restaurant brand leaders still sort of overlook the reality that the Google business profile is probably becoming one of the first points of contact with a brand. Hours, photos, menu information, reviews, service attributes, holiday schedules, ordering links, amenities, and location details all contribute to Google's understanding of who you are and whether you deserve to be recommended. Many brands spend months perfecting social posts, advertising and email marketing campaigns, so on and so forth, while allowing the location profiles to become stale, inconsistent, or incomplete, or worse, inaccurate. That imbalance is becoming harder to justify. The third takeaway is one I've been talking about for years. Restaurant websites need to evolve beyond marketing. And that doesn't mean linking out to an order platform. A lot of restaurant websites still operate like digital brochures. They may tell the story, they may show some photos, they may even have a menu on there. They explain the concept. This is all important, but it's no longer enough. Google's AI vision is not just about answering questions. It's about helping users complete their tasks. They want to order food, book a reservation. Users want to join a loyalty and rewards program or purchase a gift card, schedule catering, find a location. They want to find a place that delivers their unique dietary preferences. The brands that integrate commerce, loyalty, ordering, and guest services into a singular unified experience and directly into their digital ecosystems are building assets that become more valuable in an answer-driven world. The brands that remain informational may find themselves increasingly bypassed or completely irrelevant. This is one of the reasons I've been so vocal about the digital experience. The future website isn't a marketing asset, it's an operational asset. It's a revenue asset. It's part of the guest experience itself. Another area that deserves attention is structured data. Now, this gets a little nerdy, but it's important. Nobody gets excited about structured data. It's not flashy, doesn't make conference keynote slides, doesn't win design awards. But AI systems need them. They need facts. Menu items, nutrition, allergens, dietary preferences like GLP-1 or some of the other diets out there, hours, pricing, locations, amenities, availability, parking, store-level details like the neighborhood and what it's all about. AI doesn't care how pretty your site is or becomes. The more understandable your information is, the more AI pays attention and pays dividends. And that may feel frustrating to marketers, but it is the fact. Finally, restaurant brands have an opportunity to build authority in ways they haven't fully embraced yet. And authority is the name of the game. For years, content strategies often revolved around publishing whatever seemed useful for SEO. Blog posts were written because somebody said they should exist, or blog posts were posted because the PR partner demanded that the published article have a spot on the website. Not necessarily wrong. Landing pages were created because they targeted a keyword or phrase. That approach becomes less valuable in a world where AI systems are evaluating expertise and relevance. If you're a barbecue brand, become a trusted source on barbecue. If you're a Vietnamese concept, become a trusted source on Vietnamese food and culture. If you're a coffee company, become a trusted source on coffee. Teach people something. Share expertise. Give them a peek behind the doors. Invite them in. Give them reasons to believe. Answer questions that nobody else is answering. Document your craft. Explain the process. Own the culture. The goal is no longer simply attracting traffic. The goal is becoming a source that Google trusts when generating answers. And if that sounds familiar, it should, because that's what strong brands have always done. If I had to summarize everything Google announced into a single sentence, it would be this. Google is shifting from helping people find answers to giving answers directly. For restaurant brands, that means visibility is becoming less about rankings and more about authority. The good news is that authority isn't rented. It isn't bought through clicks and clever tricks. It's earned through expertise, accuracy, usefulness, and great guest experiences. That's why I don't view this shift as something to fear. I view it as an opportunity. The brands that invest in becoming genuinely useful will have an advantage. The brands that understand their guests, answer their questions, simplify decisions, and connect digital experiences directly into commerce are going to be stronger positioned than the brands still treating their website like a brochure and linking out to ordering or location finder or all these things. The name of the game today is making your .com so ripe of authority and knowledge and details that the answers are just waiting to be plucked. The technology is changing, but the fundamentals, they're really not. So be useful, be accurate, be trusting. Google is simply getting better at measuring those things. As always, I hope this was really helpful. I hope it inspired, it gave you ideas. That's always my goal. If you did like it, please follow us on Spotify and YouTube And do give a like and a comment here on LinkedIn if you're watching it, or on YouTube or those other channels. That really helps a lot. And if you do make a comment, let's try to get past 6 words. That actually helps the algorithm. It helps keep fueling these insights for free for all of our friends out there. Until next time, cheers.